In this video, we'll be looking at how to add payroll changes and the impact that these have on the status up here. So, as mentioned in other videos, when you add a new employee, the default status will be waiting on information. You can add as many details as you like in terms of the employee details, so anything within this section for pay and tax or contact details, up until the point the employee fills out their onboarding form, at which point the status will update to new. Once the status has been updated to new, if you add any changes, and that includes payroll changes and anything to employee details, so for instance, we just put no as company director and save, and we're looking at John Cook. You'll see that they have now been changed to the status updated because we've made those changes. So new will only stay as new if once the employees filled out their onboarding form, no updates have been made on your end or from the client. Waiting on information will stay as waiting on information unless the employee has filled out their payroll web form or you have manually marked the employee as being processed, at which point you'll see that show as no changes, or the other option is to add in changes in here, at which point they show as being updated. At any point you can select all employees here and mark as being processed. To add changes for an employee, we've already seen it for a couple of them. We'll go back. You simply select the payroll month in the current year that you'd like to select changes for. So this can be a current month or it can be a reminder for a future month. To give you the option so that you don't miss any future payroll changes, you have the option to simply either select all changes and process these here, or only select changes for one or a couple of months. So if I now click process changes here, we're looking at Mohammed Flynn. You see that Mohammed is still showing as updated because we haven't marked this as being processed yet. So Mohammed will show as no changes once all these changes have been marked as processed, or once he's been ticked and processed here. The other payroll change you may wish to communicate is if you have a leaver in the month, at which point head over to employee details, pay and tax details, and you'll see this little box here is employee leaving. Tick this and fill out the fields required. For additional holiday days to be added, you may add this as a negative value if the employee has overtaken their accrued balance. Add in any termination remuneration that's due or any final expense claims and press save. Once this date has been reached, the employee will be moved to the archive automatically. This check is done at midnight roughly each day, so you won't see this represented until the following day. At this point, they'll be moved to the archived employees section. And you'll also note that once they've been archived, you won't see them here anymore. Within the payroll task, you may see a number reflected in this link here. This number refers to any employees who have not been processed. So we can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 employees. This is a good check back to ensure that any payroll changes have been reflected throughout the month.